The bottom riser vent door is in, was able to recover the old underbunk utility lights and reuse those, and got some panels put in, all tonight on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, what is it, Sunday the 11th? No, the 7th. It's the 11th month. Yep. Okay, so here we are. Trying to kind of do more cosmetic stuff tonight. Stuff that's going to... first off, I had to get the lights out of the bottom of that plastic tray that used to hold up my bunk kind of behind me here. And I wanted to be able to utilize those lights again underneath in the storage areas and so forth. And but to get them out of that tray was much more of a pain in the ass than it should have been. This is the giant plastic tray that was holding my mattress up originally. And, you know, I thought it was all just plastic. And I was trying to get the lights out. They were stuck in these little slots here, and then the wires went through, and they popped out the back side. And until I cut around with my multi-tool, did I discover there was actually metal inside that, and a little tiny hole, and of course not big enough to get the plug for the light bulb that's attached to the light there through it. So I had to, you know, do some more creative cutting here and there. Again, thanks to my multi-tool. Take the plug out of the bulb part, and was able to get the whole wire system out at least, and salvage it so I can use it again. So this is the passenger side storage area. And you see, there's one of those lights right there. If I close the door a little bit, it goes out. So they're automatically to come on if you're accessing these side boxes, and I want to have that light in there if I can still utilize it. So I was able to get the whole system plugged back in, and now it's just kind of sitting there until I find a better way to mount it somewhere underneath here. But now looking in our storage box on the passenger side, going under the first stair area, you can see how much extra storage I have since I took that wall out. You just have that duct going and that wire that I did up last night. And the nice thing is I can reach through from the door here on the outside of the truck all the way into the area below the first step, which is a pretty big storage area. So I think that's pretty slick. So right now I'm just trying to figure out the best way to make my little folding door in front of that bottom step with the carpet attached to it, and a hole cut out for the vent that's going to go in there. Got this board here. I'm going to see if we can make that work. And yes, I was at Menards again today, and I tell you, I got to give it to them on their product placement of where they put stuff. I just gotten the latches that I need to make my little cabinet doors in here for the storage under the stairs. I'm walking on the way to check out, and I come across these. I've kind of killed my scissors that I've been using forever. I think I got these at a truck stop. But anyway, it looks like they're the same brand. They have that little W in the middle. Huh, how about that? Okay, so they're the same brand. But 2 in a package, $7. I think I paid for this at a truck stop, probably 12. Because, you know, truck stops jack us whenever they can. So, yeah, 2 in a package. Westcott, titanium bonded 3 times harder than steel. Of course, what always kills me about something like this is you have to have scissors to open your freaking scissors. Isn't that... Doesn't that just chap your butt? Alright, here they are. Lovely, lovely. Alright, so I've got my little board with my vent hole cut out. Got my hinge screwed down to the bottom here. So hopefully this will fit down there and I can get that screwed in, hinged in. Then once I get that up, staple the carpet in there. Then I cut out the hole for the vent, and we put the vent in. I've been wrestling for the last hour trying to get this latch on. Can you see this? Barely? Yeah, that's the point. They give us the tiniest screws in the world to put that freaking latch on, and I can't get it on. Yeah, that's what I've been wrestling with. You can see where I put the little latch. The only reason I put it that low is so I could access it and put it in fairly easily. I put the hinge on the bottom first. You know, the board fit inside those 2 other boards. Then as I tried to fold it up, it wouldn't go. So this is a good example of why where the multi-tool comes in. Even though that board was already installed, I was able to trim up around the edge and up along the top edge so that I could make it fit. Finally did get that freaking latch in there, so look, it'll fold up and stay in place oh so nicely. So now I've got to get the carpet pushed back into place. We'll tack the carpet against the board, cut out the middle of the carpet. For the vent, I'll put the vent in. Okay, hard to tell from this angle, but there you go. Vent's cut out, or vent hole is cut out. Carpet is laid against that door, which will flip open. Alright, so there it is, open. We can flip it closed. I will put the vent in. Luckily, putting the vent in is actually going to be the easiest part of this whole job. Here's my vent right here. And all it has to do, since the cutout is smaller for it, stick up about there. I put one screw in on that side and one on that side. So let's get her done. So there you go, the vent's in. And that was the easiest job. That took literally 10 seconds. I will put some sort of a knob or something on there somewhere so I can just, grab something to pull the door open. Right now, I just have to pull on the vent, which I could just leave it that way if I wanted to, honestly. Because then you pull it down. You can see the sawdust I have in there. And you have access all the way into that whole back area, which of course, as I showed earlier, goes to the side box, so I can, when I'm loading groceries in, I can shove some, like a big pack of water from the side door into here and push it up towards the front, so then when I need a water, all I gotta do is just reach down here, open this door under the first step, and I can grab bottles of water. There's that latch that was the bane of my existence, by the way. So if you ever buy this type of latch from Menards, don't use the screws that come with it. They suck. But now that gives the riser in front of my bottom step. I'm sitting on the floor here in front of what will be my seating area. But like I say, that had to have a vent on it because the rear AC and heat system for the truck's back there, and it has to be able to breathe. There's going to be that platform right here, which will hold the fridge and freezer, which I thought I'd be getting to today, but good Lord, this took forever. But it looks kind of professional, looks nice, doesn't it? Ah, so lovely. So here I am sitting in the driver's seat. So there's my vantage point, looking back to my new carpet, and everything else is going to be new back there. There's the whole step system with all my tools sitting on it. And there's the access door with the vent in it open. Reach down, close it up, it latches ever so nicely. That vent looks very nice, doesn't it? And the carpet tucked in front there gives it a good look. About the only thing you see exposed now is that wood there on that right side. And I think I'm going to paint that edge, the little edge you see, and the outer edge you see there. So I'll probably go ahead and put some paint on that tonight. Let it dry, so I'll have to leave that door open. Well, my wife did help me get all this tucked down earlier today. Way there in the back, along the sidewall. Doesn't look the greatest, because I had to use those upholstery tacks. But they kind of sink down there on the pad a little bit. But that was the only way to do it. It does tuck into the wall a little bit, so that looks good. This is my landing area. And as I have now discovered, I'll pretty much be crawling along this to hop into my bed. Alright, well, looking back at that vent and the carpet and all that, that looks, I think, very nice. I like how that turned out. Like I say, I'm going to paint that little right edge board. Did not get to these two doors front of the stairs tonight. I really hoped I would. Didn't know that was going to take me 2.5 hours. And then I did at least get the panel up there above the top step leading up to the landing. So that's in. I think that looks nice. So we'll have to stop there and we'll finish off those doors and everything tomorrow. And I'll build the platform for the fridge and freezer. Got to extend the vent, if I can, back there on the back wall so it'll shoot out over the top of the freezer. I won't even try to explain that now. Get some prep stuff done for tomorrow. That board that I previously painted Clutch Trucker was here on. I've now painted the top half of that. Most of that you're not going to see, but I still wanted the whole board underneath the fridge and freezer to be painted. I'm anal that way. So I wanted to paint that today so it would be thoroughly dried for tomorrow when I need to put that down into place. Here comes the broken record alert. Yes, I know, I always say I hope to get so much more done. Everything takes so much longer than you think it should. We're chugging along though. I'm trying to stay positive, one step at a time. I know this is approaching 2 months and I'm losing patience, but stick with me. We're getting there, all right? All right, thanks for tuning in. Got a few more things done. Some kind of dressing things up a little bit and making it buttoned up, look a little bit nicer and all that. And, so it's getting there, slowly but surely. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe. Please like and comment if you'd like to. Get to your comments usually within 24 hours while doing this project. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. But why do they put a guarantee on the box then? Because they know all they sold you is a guaranteed piece of crap. Look, if you want me to take a crap in a box and mark it guaranteed, I can. I've got spare time. At least he gets his big and strip bounty. And we can get the full-on straight shot of the happy dog look. You're very noisy when you're chewing that stuff. You realize that?